Yo, 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 we're back. Welcome to the Dogcast for
What's going
our
on?
second to last week. We'll have to decide if we're going to do a wrap up
Yeah,
after the championship. I feel like it's only appropriate, but
for sure.
thanks for making some time for the pod, man.
Yeah, no problem. Only got a couple weeks left, and the Dogcast is presented by Back to Action uh, Chiropractic Services.
Look at that
Looks
smile.
like he had a little bit more hair there. It's a
Yeah,
nice little.
we got to get an update. We got to get an
Yeah,
updated photo there.
yeah. I
Looks
wonder
like
how long he's
Fabio
gonna
there.
hang on to it. Just like that little cul-de-sac up there.
It's the age old question, right? For guys our age, it's
Yeah,
like, are you gonna go full fryer or do you just tell your barber to just keep going the day that you know when you know just go ahead and
just don't tell me.
leave
Just
me balled up there.
yeah.
just
Oh
just
man,
buzz it. But yeah, man, big week coming up for the pod.
for
um
sure.
yeah, it's been good to have you back in the fold. I feel like you've now gotten to like play with everybody again and speed up on people, see what the reaction speeds are like these days, and hopefully fine tune your picking. Although, were you 0-2 last week? Because I was 2-0.
I was 0-2.
You were 0-2. So maybe
I
our
think
fortunes flipped.
I think that's my first time missing all the games. Granted, there was only two, but yeah, that
And
was
I was
that's tough.
100% on I was 100% on picks. So
You were, I mean, you wish you weren't. You wish you might have been 1-1, but you
yeah,
know,
hey, I take the wins that I can get.
yeah,
I take the wins that I can get,
every
emotional
W
heads or not.
counts. Yeah,
Speaking of emotional heads, the Chargers play tonight. You guys were in action. Seahawks were in action on Monday night. Chargers in action tonight. I know we got a
yeah.
couple Vikings fans.
Do
Actually,
we?
maybe just
Who's the
one. Junk is a Vikings fan.
junk?
Just
Yeah.
talked to him. He told me that he's not allowed to come out and play tonight, so we're not going to go
Oh,
watch it at a bar or anything. But
oh man.
yeah,
Yeah, no, good. Interesting game. Like I said, I think Carson Wentz is the goat of Thursday Night Football. He's 7-0. Never lost.
yeah. The both teams are pretty banged up too, so
They are. They
it's
are.
it'll be interesting to see like what the dynamics look like. Chargers might get a couple guys back tonight, but we're down to like only practice squad running backs, so
I know. I didn't even
might be.
recognize the name on that running back depth chart.
Yeah, all three of them were on the practice squad before the season started. So
Jeez.
we're thin pickings right now, but it might be another Herbert throw the ball as many times as you can game like last week. So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't throw it to the other team is my only hope. Dude, why did my kid, so my oldest, what we were eating steak on maybe it was Monday night. And we were eating and my oldest started choking. It was kind of scary, like
Yeah.
freaked out, like ended up, being all right. But then we like every once in a while a kid chokes and we got to remind them like, hey, if you're choking, make sure you get somebody's attention. Like, here's what you do here, and we were just kind of talking through the rules. And my 5-year-old was like, yeah, anybody could choke. And we're like, yeah, anybody can choke. And he's like, even mommy can choke. Even mommy can choke. Even daddy can choke. Yep, even daddy can choke. And then he's like, even the Chargers can choke. I was like, does
I
someone pay you to
think,
say that?
yeah.
I was
Martin,
like,
Martin, Martin left him a little note
why are the Chargers catching strays at just
from a
family dinner
5-year-old.
time?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Dude, you
I
got to
was
get one. You don't have one of those little life hacks for
we
choking?
do we do we do
Oh,
we
okay,
we do
good.
have one. I mean, this didn't get to that point. Like it was a quick choke. Like he
Yeah. Like,
choked, started crying.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the scary part was like we didn't know until after he was done choking that he was choking. So it was like one of those things like, hey guys, if you're choking, you need to get people's attention. So,
For sure.
but always a
Even the
scary
Chargers
situation.
can choke.
I don't even know where that came
I
from.
think
Like
he's
he
heard
just,
Daddy say that a couple of times or
bro,
10.
he just pulled that out of nowhere, man. I'm sure Martin or somebody like that paid him to flip them a Benji to I don't
Tell
even
your
know where, like,
daddy that the Chargers are gonna choke.
oh man. I said, yes, they can, son. They're actually quite good at choking.
Yeah,
But anyways,
man.
um, hopefully that's not the case tonight. We'll see. Bet put some money on the game. Always hedge against the Chargers because either we're winning the game or I'm winning some money. So
Yeah,
I'll be happy either way.
win's a
But
win.
yeah, wins a win. We'll take them where we can get them. Um, but yeah, jumping in to pickleball. Back to
Hmm.
pickleball. We've got couple matchups. We could actually recap too. Last week, I think
Yeah,
my team, not a lot to talk about that matchup. Uh, just the three OGs on the team. We had one sub, Josh, obviously, and then me, EY, and Mac. All should have stayed in bed.
yeah. Josh
On
had the most wins.
Yeah, Josh showed up.
Yeah,
Josh played well. Um, but yeah, EY, Mac, and I all got one win, coming off of probably our best week, the previous week, where it felt like everybody was firing on all cylinders. Um, so yeah,
what happened? What
just
happened?
just how it goes sometimes. I was
Yeah,
telling, I mean, I don't really care for excuses, right? But I think I
yeah.
was talking to somebody earlier of like, I think the thing about playing at 5 a.m. is that's different than playing at other times is that like if you wake up just off or you're right in the middle of a sleep cycle or something like that,
Hmm.
like you could be absolute dog water when it comes to reaction speed and timing. And
100%.
it's happened. I feel like it happens to me at least once a season where I wake up and I'm like,
It ain't today.
today's the, you know what I mean? Like I'd miss the floor if I tripped and fell. Like I like just not there. So I wouldn't say like I felt terrible or anything, but you could tell. Like I could tell my drives, like it just timing was a little bit off. Drives were hitting the bottom of the net. Marcus didn't have his normal magic on the paddle, and was chasing some shots. And EY kind of same old. Just everything was a little bit off. So we all got our one win with Josh. We didn't even win with each other. So we all got our one win with Josh.
Oh, wow. That's
Um,
wild.
beat Ron. I did beat Ron one time. So it wasn't a complete failure.
Shout
But
out to Ron. Yep. For giving you that dub.
that last game, the one that didn't matter. But
Yeah.
yeah, absolute blowout. And props to MPGA. They like anybody can not show up in the playoffs, and they absolutely showed up. Everybody played clean. Communications were good. Nobody, I think Adam coming in playing strong like is always going to be a huge advantage for that team. So props to them. They absolutely came, showed up, played well. They didn't happen into the win. They absolutely earned it. So
Yeah.
great time for them to be hitting, on
Their
all
stride.
cylinders because they'll
Yeah.
absolutely need it this week against the unbreakable
Kitchen Crashers.
Kitchen Crashers. And the first time they played, they went to Dreambreaker. So if
The only team to take him to Dreambreaker, too, I think.
I believe
Yeah.
so. So it'll be a lot of storylines there. I think that was week one
Like
or
one
week
or
two?
two. Yeah.
No, it was week two, I think. But been lots happened between then. So yeah,
No
it'll be good.
subs this week for either of those teams, I would assume.
I don't believe there
Yeah.
are any subs for either team.
Yeah.
So um and then speaking of subs, the other matchup was quite the I don't even know melee. I thought we were gonna see the first junkyard punches thrown. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not trying to put shade on somebody, but I will say from the outside looking in, it didn't look like it would have been pretty if it went to blows. Um, but a lot of drama.
I heard. I wish I would have been there to
Yeah,
see that.
so
But
basically, John's team had a sub
yeah,
and
Ryan.
and
Yeah.
for Brad, and he played lights out. His name's Ryan. He played lights
Yeah, I
out.
know him.
Yeah, sounds like a handful of guys have played with him. I've played against him. Decent
I think
players.
it's a fair sub, honestly, for him and Brad. I
Yeah,
think Brad could have easily came in and went 5-1 or whatever Ryan did, just as easily as he did. So, like you
yeah,
said, and anybody can have. anybody can have their day, and anybody can have a bad hair day too. So,
Totally.
um,
I think the thing that there's a couple things. I personally think he probably is a little better than Brad, at least on like the high end, specifically because and this is more of what I think that the issue was that he has a nasty kind of like tennis style two-hand backhand drive. His play style in general is different than most people in our group. And so I think when you have a new style that you're playing against,
mhm,
especially when that player is good, it feels like an absolute shot to the ribs.
for sure.
And it's tough to get around or adjust to. So nobody had familiarity with his game in that matchup. I'm sure he's higher than his duper. Like that's not I don't think that's the argument. But I
Right.
don't think so much so to where they couldn't win had they had their best day. So is what it is. There's sub drama every single season. It's impossible to escape. Uh, Ideally, we want to keep it as above board as possible and making sure that subs are. I think in the future, the league is going to do a better job of making sure that, hey, we're only getting guys
Like
that
a
are
known
friends of the
commodity.
club. Yeah, exactly. A
Yeah.
known commodity that everybody can kind of put their stamp of approval on. Because ultimately, I think when you have a sub, I think a lot of people think of like, what opportunity can I get to find somebody that might be a little better where their duper's lower? And like, it should be a disadvantage if you have a sub. It
Hmm.
should be, you shouldn't be better off.
Right.
If your starting QB goes out, like you shouldn't be able to go and snag a backup that's, off the
Better.
waiver wire
Yeah.
that's better. So anyways, we'll
Yeah.
probably do some
I think
things
it was
next
more
season.
so perfect storm. Like if this happened in week 3, who gives a shit? But because it was the playoffs and Ryan also played good and it was a sub, I think perfect storm
Yeah.
to cause drama, to cause havoc. But I'm sure if we went back and looked, it probably happened in the regular season and there was no punches about to be thrown.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So
I think it is what it is.
yeah.
There
And
was
I think
some,
Deck the Balls is they've they've played a lot together.
they've had a
Lifetime.
sub. I think they have had a sub almost half the weeks, like, or,
Yeah.
maybe more.
They're always
Josh
in
is
there
subbed in.
grinding, like John and Preston, and Kuhn. At least those three, I feel like are. I mean, even when I'd show up at the other days, they're in there grinding together. I think
No.
I heard that they showed up at like 4:20 on that Friday, and they're already in there like sweating. Um, in Lifetime, Robbie and Martin have played a lot together, but Andrew and Junk, other than Fridays, I haven't really.
No, they all play together. They all play together
Yeah,
because they all originally started playing together at Lifetime.
right.
So like they all have a lot of chemistry, but I don't I think it's less of a chemistry on their like a chemistry deficit on their end. Like we played them the previous week and things
Hmm.
weren't clicking as much, but I don't know what the frequency looks like for those teams. Junk said he's not playing as much lately. I don't think Drew's playing as much lately, but yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think there was a lack of chemistry. I think that it looked like it was a competitive match and you could say that Ryan tipped the scales in their favor. But I think when you look at the season as a whole, and even how Lifetime got into the playoffs to begin with, they kind of like shouldn't have been there based on that last
backdoored it.
result.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or I shouldn't say shouldn't have been. They still won the games that they won. But for all intents and purposes, needed some help at the end there and got it. So it feels like maybe was a sour ending to that match, but it's probably the best four teams from the season are here today, and I don't think
yeah.
many would argue that.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, but yeah, that match got a little heated. Um, Props to the guys for finding some cooler heads before it was is over, and we didn't get put on notice by Pickler for hosting a fight morning. But yeah, decked the balls, jumped in. Um, took care of business. It sounded like there were some upsets and some David and Goliath matches. So they definitely had some fireworks and some sparks.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be cool to see how the two teams that had the bye week come back and play. I think that Kitchen Crashers played on their bye week against like a hodgepodge team and got worked.
Yeah, it was like a hodgepodge body bag team. Yeah.
Yeah, except
Avi, Ankit,
their
and
four. Brian was their four.
okay.
Abby's kind of returned to form. I feel like over the last couple of weeks, like since he's been back, I feel like he's looked really good. Seems like he's moving well. His play
So the
looks good.
shoes. So the
He's
shoes.
still a funny looking dude. I'm just kidding, Abby. You're not funny looking. But yeah, he's playing really well. So that they fielded a good team. It wasn't like just that team, had it been a team in the league, would have been pretty good. So
Yeah,
but hard to play when there's nothing to play for. So
true.
sounds like the Kitchen Crashers did really well yesterday in King's Court.
We did.
All four of them were at the top court at one point playing each other and
Yeah.
rotated a bunch. So it seems like they're peaking at the right time. Seems like they're going to show up tomorrow, and they're going to have MPGA, who again like feels like they're also peaking at the same time. So looking at that matchup, I'm curious not just who you think is going to be the winner, but are there
Yeah.
any like key head to heads or key matchups within the matchup that you feel like will help define the end result?
I think I think if MPGA can steal a David and Goliath, it will make a big difference. Like I think and in Ron and Adam, they've been grinding, they've been playing a lot together. And they've been playing pretty good. Yeah, it's tough. I think on paper, obviously Kitchen Crashers is the favorite. I wouldn't I don't know by how much, but yeah, it's tough. If the I think it's just going to come down to the one and twos. Um, Not to knock on the threes and the fours, but I think in this scenario, the ones and the twos really have to like go balls out. Like they got to get 5 wins. Four is an absolute minimum.
Yeah.
Um, but 5 wins is needed. Um, and that'll obviously uplift the threes and the fours because they'll be playing together. But I think if the ones and the twos can both have like 5 wins each, whatever team does that will come out victorious.
Yeah. I think I'll flip it on you and I'll actually go the other way. I'll
Yeah,
go three
threes and
fours.
fours.
Because I think Ron versus Jeff is going to be I think a pretty defining head to head, right? Like the one and the two, I think on both teams pretty strong, and neither of them beating each other would surprise me. I think when you get down into like 3 and 4, I think that's where a lot of times the reason somebody's a 3 or 4 is not because they don't have the same top end level, but it's a consistency thing, right? It's like
Hmm.
how consistently can you play at a higher level? That's what usually makes people, sub 4.0 or right at that
Hmm.
4.0 level. So I think when I look at like the skill sets of all four of the 3-4 guys,
Hmm.
very different play styles, very different skill sets. This whole
You got
matchup is
Ron and
actually
Craig, Jeff and
Jeff
uh,
and Tony. So you've
Tony.
got a
Yeah.
lefty, you've got Jeff who plays kind of a finessey, like reminds me of like the 40, 50 something year old white basketball player in the gym that
Oh
just
yeah.
shoots threes and
Yeah,
wears
just
like New
fundamentals.
Balance,
Yeah.
just finesse drippy all the time.
Yeah.
Um, Not
He's
saying
got
that
that
Jeff looks
CEO
like he's
drip.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that Jeff looks like he's 40 or 50, but I more so mean that like that persona where like
Stylistically,
you see him and you're like, what's this guy doing here? And he's just raining 3 pointers on you.
for sure.
And then Tony, I think I played against Tony the other day, and I'm like, lefties just always destroy my mental because I play like a very like primal thinking way. Like I have certain spots that I don't think too much about
Hmm.
certain things. Like I hit like very primal patterns and things like that. So like my attack spots are like all straight to his forehand,
Right in the lefty sweet spot.
right in his sweet spot, right? Like normally it'd be somebody's like left pocket, a
Hmm.
hip pocket. That's a tough ball to get around to, and just right to their forehand. So I think it's always interesting to see, like, especially when the chemistry's good, playing against a lefty. How do you adjust? Then you've got Craig on the other side who like hits like really hard, sharp crossbody angles, right? So which normally, if they're both playing on the right side, that ball is going, to somebody's forehand, right? So like if you're
Hmm.
anticipating it, you can kind of play for it. But to Tony, it'll be to his backhand. So it's gonna interesting like combination there of like strengths and weaknesses. So Tony will have to make sure his backhand's there. Um Craig, I also saw Craig like in our matchup change his patterns a little bit, like do some things a little different than he normally would, right? Like go down the line a little bit more than he normally would. So, yeah, it will be just a very interesting skill set. And then again, Ron, like we've all seen Ron play really well, hits the ball really hard. I feel like he's been more patient lately. He's not been as speed up
Hmm.
happy, which I think brings his floor up. And you can tell he's been working on his. Most people have to work on their backhand stuff because the forehand comes more naturally. I think with his racquetball background, I feel like it's the forehand that he's got to.
Hmm.
Not that it's a bad shot, but he has to tame that backhand. I feel like he's been doing a lot. Or sorry, tame the forehand. I feel like he's been doing a lot of work with that, making sure that he's not popping up the forehand ball. So, um, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of good things to pay attention to there.
Yeah. Ron, we played some games post King's Court, and yeah, he was super patient. I think he only hit like two drives the entire game, which was impressive. We won the game. I can't remember who it was against, but he played super solid. I think
Yeah,
when he's in a dropping mode and his drops on, it helps out everybody. Um, but yeah, him and I were just drilling last night. He's ready to go. He's ready.
nice.
He's ready for tomorrow. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
it's
already
it's
talking about the sleep he's gonna get tonight. So
yeah. Um, Going down to picks. It's tough. The curse of the undefeated can be a real thing. Are they going to be the Patriots that lose in the playoffs or the Super Bowl for Kitchen Crashers, or are they going to keep doing what they're doing? Obviously, there's a reason they're undefeated because they're really
yeah,
fucking good.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna bet on the undefeated. I think after watching them on Wednesday, after playing with them a couple weeks ago as a sub, they're just a very sound team. They don't make a ton of errors, um, and if they do, they don't compound. So I think I'm gonna go Kitchen Crashers to be victorious here.
yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you on that. I think it's Kitchen Crashers. Um, Again, wouldn't surprise me if it's a Dream Breaker matchup. We've already talked about Kitchen Crashers uh advantage that they have as a Dream Breaker team,
Very
given that they
solid
have
Dream
a
Breaker
very
team.
strong singles lineup. So I'm gonna go Kitchen Crashers. It's less about MPGA and
It
even the
is
matchup and more about the fact that I feel like they haven't given us a reason to
to
pick
pick against
against
them.
them. Like they've not shown any weaknesses throughout the season. We've seen MPGA not show up, a couple weeks. Like we've seen what it looks like. We haven't seen it happen with Kitchen Crashers. And I'm a big believer in like what did they look like most recently or last time we saw them, and thinking about Wednesday and King's Court, like it takes a lot to have all four players up at the top. And it was a pretty competitive day on Wednesday. Like there were a lot of
Hmm.
good teams. Like I didn't felt like a pretty strong showing. So I think they're just gonna be piss is hot right now, and you know the, they're the team to beat, and so I'm just gonna roll with that. I also promised them that I'd never pick against them
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
So every time I did, they made me wrong. So
And if if the upset happens, you can guarantee this guy's smile will look even bigger than that. Like
That's going to be what
he's
the only thing that I'll see in the back of my
yeah,
mind.
just ear to ear Grinch style. Like he's just gonna be all up in a fritz for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Big
I'm
time.
excited. I'll be there tomorrow in the losers side of the game and excited to watch it all unfold
Yeah. It'll be fun to watch. We'll have to take a couple breaks
for sure.
to see the action. But other flipping the coin over to the other matchup,
Hmm.
we've got Cobra Kai, and then we have Deck the Balls. I do want to confirm that it's going to be Brad because I think that has some bearing here. These are two teams that are coming off uh, regular season. I think the last game of the regular season, both of these teams lost. Yeah, so you guys beat Deck the Balls when you subbed,
Hmm.
and then Cobra Kai. I think they got waxed.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, they. I think. Yeah, they did lose. I don't remember how bad.
They got beat by MPGA, I think it was.
Probably. Yeah.
So the the momentum is not necessarily. I guess Deck the Balls did win last week, but there's not like a ton of momentum, especially if you've got a sub that played lights out and he's not subbing for you this week. Um, they played a close game with Lifetime. I think they won by the one game flip. One game would have sent them to Dreambreaker. So I think coming in, Marcus and I played against Rivera and Kyle, a really competitive game on Wednesday. I feel like Kyle's changing his style a little bit. I feel like I had always historically known Kyle to be drop heavy, very soft game focused, and lately I've
Hmm.
seen him busting out laser beams and drives left and right. So he's kind of picked up an edgier or like a more aggressive play style. Uh, Eric's the same as he's always been, right? Very, very aggressive, high pressure, deceptive shots. I haven't played against Jaden in a while, um, but I know his.
He was out of town this week too. I think he. So that's he hasn't played. He didn't play Monday. He didn't play Wednesday. I doubt he played today unless they had like a off book practice. But tomorrow might be his first day on the court in a week or
Yeah.
more. So
That's an interesting storyline and background piece. I didn't see Jeremy on Wednesday,
I didn't either.
so yeah, we'll see if they come like polished and ready.
Yeah,
Um, John Preston, Kuhn,
Brad.
all
Mm,
pretty like we know what we're getting. They've been there. They're pretty much every day they're there. Every weekday they're there. They haven't missed any Friday games. So I don't think that like there will be any like lull from those guys from a not playing standpoint. But
for sure.
I do think that the question mark on their side is Brad. Is Brad playing? If Brad's playing, like how's he going to look? Is he going to be sharp Brad, or is he going to show any signs of like haven't played a ton? My guess is like knowing Brad. Brad plays a ton of pickleball with or without Junkyard. He's always playing
Yeah,
pickleball. So even though we don't see him here,
he's
he's
playing.
probably still doing something, drilling,
Yeah,
playing with guys in Scottsdale. So I don't think the dude.
he's in the one kid club. He's got plenty of time.
He's yeah, one kid club
Yeah,
is I don't even remember that club honestly.
yeah.
Um,
Thinking back, it sounds really easy.
oh man, how naive we were at
Yeah.
that time. But yeah, will be an interesting matchup for sure with a couple little like wrinkles in there that to pay attention to. Matchups that you like in this one.
Yeah, because Rivera's the one, is Jaden the two usually?
Jaden is the two. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I really like that combo. Um, I've played against Rivera a decent amount lately, and he's been on. Um, and Jaden, whether he's played in a week, sometimes that's good. It's like golf.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't play for a month. You go out there, you got no bad habits, you got no bad swing thoughts. You're just there to play. And I think he'll be just fine. I really just wanted to stir the pot a little bit with him being out. Um, but I think they're such a solid 1-2. I think they're stronger on paper than John and Preston. Or no, Preston's not. Who's the two on Deck the Balls?
It's Brad.
Yeah, I think it's still Rivera and Jaden have the edge there. Um, I'm gonna go and pick that matchup to be a Cobra Kai victory.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the matchup that's intriguing to me is Jeremy versus Kuhn. Um, I think last week of the regular season, the last time we saw Jeremy had a really rough day.
hmm
Uh,
Yeah.
really rough day. Um, and I think that again, like bringing up that same storyline, I think the 3 and 4 define the floor of the team,
hmm
and um, I think on paper the advantage is absolutely Cobra Kai, but both those guys have to play to that level. Um, you've got Kuhn and Preston, who I think are both individually really good, but I don't
hmm
think that, and I'd have to go back, so don't quote me on this, but I'm not sure like their pairing has been particularly like super strong. So it hasn't been like the strong part of their
Yeah.
team. And I could be wrong on that. They could be listening, like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? We're 80% win percentage. But I think that was actually the matchup. That was the pairing that was on the court when that fight happened, or when the scuffle started in the game last week. But yeah, I think that's going to be the defining component here. I honestly like my don't ask me why, but my gut is telling me that Deck the Balls will win. Um, I don't know why, because in the regular season, I'm pretty sure Cobra Kai won.
Beat him.
Or wait, was that the matchup?
Let me
I need
see.
to do better homework before these, but
Speaking of,
no,
well, look
Deck the
this up.
Balls. Deck the Balls won
Deck the Balls
because
one.
they didn't want Deck the Balls to win that week before, because if they tied them, they were gonna have
The tiebreaker.
the tiebreaker. So
Yeah.
I I'm again, don't ask me why, but there's something that tells me Deck the Balls, even though I think the paper favorite is Cobra Kai. I think Deck the Balls will pull it out. Um,
No, so
sorry,
Cobra Kai beat Deck the Balls
they did.
18 to 6.
Okay, so absolute whooping.
Yeah. And it looks like they were, well, Deck the Balls had a sub in the three. There was no Brad. So they had John Preston, a Josh sub for them, and Kuhn. And then Cobra Kai was full strength. And they did beat them
They
pretty
did
bad.
dirty things to him.
Yeah. Good Deck the Balls did score points. It wasn't a blowout in points, 234 to 200. So probably some close games
Yeah.
that just tipped in the favor of Cobra Kai.
I yeah, I'm
Um,
just I'm just gonna go Deck the Balls. I'm just stick with the gut. My gut's been horrible this season. So
yeah, they
uh
are they the villain right now? Like, is that the storyline that Dex Balls is the villain
maybe to Drew and Junk.
to Lifetime?
I don't think anybody else cares, but yeah, I think maybe Drew and Junk. I did tell Junk I'd put a spotlight on that situation. He asked how people were thinking about the sub heard around the world. I was like, I'm pretty sure literally everybody forgot about that. But I'll temperature check and see if anybody else is upset about it. So
Yeah, for
if you're
sure.
if you're upset about the sub situation from last week, please send an email uh, to Marcus, and we'll handle any complaints accordingly. So expecting tons of emails,
Yes.
but yeah, we'll see what it is, and then I'll report back, Junk, and let you know how people feel about you guys uh, getting beat last week by
Yeah.
this sub.
Yeah, I just think I think that the the cream's gonna be at the top, and I think this season the one seeds are gonna it's gonna be chalk. They're gonna be facing each other in the championship.
It would not be surprising, right? It
One, two.
wouldn't be surprising. I feel like it would be it would make sense. Last
What
season it
will
was
be surprising if they're like both blowouts on either side.
yeah,
I think all the teams are pretty well rounded. I just don't I don't we've said that all year, but I just don't think any I would be surprised if one of these matches was a blowout.
yeah. I'd been surprised like every time there was a
Yeah.
blowout this season.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, last season the championship game was between the third and fourth seed, I
Right.
think, or maybe even further down. No, third and fourth seed played in the championship, and the 1 and 2 seed got
Got
knocked out
bounced.
first round. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it would be
There was no bye last year though, right?
no bye. Just
Yeah.
four teams
Yeah.
made it. Three teams were
Yeah.
eliminated. We had 7 teams last season. So
Gotcha.
so my team and Decker's team were the 1 and 2 seed, and we both lost first round.
Hmm.
But there was sub drama in that one. Funny enough, ironically enough, Drew and Junk were a part of the sub drama in that one on the other side of it. So
Mm.
maybe the universe is
Correcting.
yeah, who knows? Hey,
Yeah.
I don't believe in that stuff.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, sir, so I'll fully throw that out there. This is the universe leveling out.
Yeah, y'all could take the witch juju and the hexes that Avi was talking about. Like, I don't believe in any of that. But hey,
Ouija board is gonna show up at your house or something next.
oh man, all right, man, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Let's go. It looks like we both have kitchen crashers, and we're
Mm-hmm.
split on deck the balls and Cobra
Cobra
Kai.
Kai.
Rivera, if you're listening to this, um, I'll buy you your victory beer. If you guys win, or I'll bring you something. That would be my like apology. On the other end of it, um, Decker, you need to buy me a beer. I don't even know if Decker drinks. He probably doesn't. But you have to procure me a beer if you guys win because I sided with you guys. If you're unwilling to procure the beer, Preston is my next choice for beer procurement. So,
Well, I want in on that. I totally agree. I think if Rivera lets me down, I don't drink anymore, so I would like at least like a 6 pack of like those little poppy,
oh, you're
those
getting a whole 6 pack
yeah, yeah, it's
in
pop,
this economy?
Absolutely. Rivera's doing just fine. I mean, he's doing just fine. I
In
know
this
he did go to Disney World, so the bank account might be a little low, but yeah, I would like a 6 pack of raspberry rosé poppy specifically, Rivera, if you're still tuned in here. And um MPGA, I picked against you, so if you prove me wrong, you can well, Adam doesn't drink. Ron doesn't drink. Chris drinks. He did have a liquor
Chris
cabinet.
Chris does drink.
Does drink.
Confirmed.
So, um, yeah, I will have to buy Chris something. Craig, um, I'll hook you up as well. But good luck to the boys, and excited to see you all bright and early tomorrow.
Thanks for tuning
Later.
in.
Bye.
Later.